the combat unit to come and remove the ANC flag. Thank you very much. Thank you to our ex-political prisoners. Thank you very much. We can all leave here. Thank you. Not now. Thank you to our ex-political prisoners. I'm now going to officially hand over the program to Brigadier Tambo, who will therefore proceed with the next session. Over to you, Brigadier.
To the State President, Ubaba Jacob Zuma, the Deputy President, Utata Cyril Ramaphosa, the Speaker of Parliament, the former President, Ubaba Thabo Mbeki, all ministers, premiers present, let me take this opportunity and say all protocol observed. I will then request the subs band to give us a musical rendition as I'm calling upon the component head for basic police development, Major General Sandra Tema, to come up front. While they are giving us a musical rendition, I will ask Colonel Mkize and Mabasa to wrap the coffin with the national flag. Subs band.
Good morning, everyone. We are now commencing with the official part of the program. May I request the Deputy National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, Lieutenant General Bonang Mngwenya, to come and officiate this funeral. Lieutenant General Mngwenya, please.
Program Director, ke a leboga. Me Mamoepa, le balapa ka moka ba ga Mamoepa, the State President, His Excellency Mr. Zuma, the Deputy President of the country, Mr. Ramaphosa, the former President, Mr. Mbeki and Mrs. Mbeki, the former chairperson of the AU, Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, the Premier of Gauteng, honorable ministers and deputy ministers, the executive mayor of the city of Johannesburg, Ntate Mashaba, the retired Deputy Chief Justice, Judge Dikgang Moseneke, honorable members of parliament, MPLs, the Archbishop of the Anglican Church, Dr. Mahuba, and all clergy, all mourners, my humble greetings. I, Lieutenant General Bonang Mngwenya, by virtue of the power vested in me as the Deputy National Commissioner of the South African Police Service, I hereby declare the funeral of Ronnie Mamoepa as official. I thank you all.
Thank you, General. As we progress with the program, before I could do that, let me then take this opportunity to thank you, Professor Hlengwe Mkhize and Mrs. Ntombi Mikwe, for running the first part of the program. Thank you very much for the wonderful job that you have done. On our program, there will be a tribute by siblings.
Africa, my beginning.
That is Brother Tsepo Mamoepa and Sister Kidiboni Shabangu.
The President, the Deputy President, the former President, and Mbeki, the former AU Chairperson, all speakers, the Speaker of National Assembly of the province, of the municipality of City of Tshwane, the clergy, and all protocol observed. You know, it's not usual to be called by a policeman to come and speak. It never dawned in my mind that I will be called by a policeman to speak. Hey, my brother Ronnie was a gentleman and a half. My wife said I should not put my hands in the pocket. I have that problem. He used to clean the house, more especially after 76. He used to clean the house thoroughly. He used to put in clothes into the stockings. My mother was a nurse, and she used to put on stockings on a daily basis. So she would take old stockings and put cloths into those stockings and wrap them around his feet and start to shuffle in the house and clean thoroughly. You know, and when it was my turn, I would use the machine, the Hoover, and all of those things. But his was better than mine, together with the machine, you know. He was very good in doing that. He would clean the house thoroughly. And it was only when he was sentenced to Robben Island, then my mother thought that this one won't do anything good in the house. Then she called assistants from the Limpopo province so that her house should remain clean always. You know, around 76, when he was first arrested or detained, there was huge knock at the windows, the doors, the front door and the back door. Veiligheid, police, security. You know, we thought that hey, was really happening because of it was the first time when they came there at home. And then everybody was asking questions. Where's that Ronnie? Where's that Ronnie? Was that Ronnie? And when they came to our bedroom there, they let him stand there. Next to that, we had a book rack in our room, in our bedroom there. And these guys, you know, they were huge, gigantic. And you look at him, hey, just a piece. Unfortunately, he was detained for a day. When he came out, that was the time when my mother and I went to the police station to go and ask, where the hell did they take him to? And he came out of one of the offices there. And the first question was, what did they do to you? Were you beaten and all of those things? He said, no, but you could see that this one was clapped. Thereafter, he was detained for several days. Section 10 of Internal Terrorism Act, spending 90 days there in prison, all of them. There's hardly not one that he missed. State of emergency. When he was released from Robben Island in '85, then he came back home. He said, you know, one day he was blacksome there and he was asking himself, but is God really there? And because of the way they were honoring him, he even said one day when he was beaten, he went to an extent of saying, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. When he started working at Shell House, in fact, after his release, when he started working at Shell House, he was using taxis, and then my mother said that Matthew Sletswalo was one of the guys who was selling repossessed cars around Atteridgeville. My mother bought him, it was provincial chair, the car that you used to drive, he was driving you in, it was a Datsun Lorry. The ones that were used by the system by that time. It was yellow in color, true. And he didn't have a driver's license by that time. For a very, very long time, he didn't have that. I used to go with him to Shell House, and when I thought I was just tired and hungry because he was very stingy. We would stay there for the whole day. He wouldn't even take out a cent out of his pocket. At around 5 in the afternoon, we would drive to Katoras to go and address zonal meetings there at Katoras. And it was dangerous by that time because those were the days of Kumalo Street. We got lost around Katoras there and we went straight into Kumalo. Gee whiz. That was the day when I realized that that car can be driven at a high speed. We were all terrified, because of the things that they were talking about Kumalo Street. My brother respected protocol at all times. Whether we were angry about whatever that people were saying about our president, when you say, hey, Zuma, he would say, hey, not to you, it's President Zuma. Nothing else. He would refer to his minister in foreign affairs by that time, and even to the journalist, he would say, that's Dr. Nkosazana Zuma. And not Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma. No, he was just like that. He would say, it's doctor. As for gatekeeping, because of when I was there at GCIS, they were talking about him not one of those communicators who would block journalists doing gatekeeping. One day, when he was still spokesperson for Madiba, his friend, a close friend that he grew up with, told him that he has written an encyclopedia in Sepedi. And he wanted audience with the president. He arranged that. He took him to the president there. And when the guy was supposed to tell the president what it entails, that particular encyclopedia, the guy started emulating animals. Says the chicken will say, quack, 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 quack. Instead of remaining there to say to the president what's the problem, the guy, because of, he had some short circuit because of the security guys, he was beaten to hell also at Kompol. So I guess that is why the guy, when he was supposed to say what he has written in the encyclopedia, he started emulating animals there. He would, when he came out of prison, he would play classic music. Gee whiz. When he was released, I was at Tefluop. And when you play classic music, by that time, it was that time when we were having Tandeka, Ray Piris, and this guy is playing classic music always at home. He would call you. When you don't come, he would fetch you by hand, directly into his room there. You need to listen to classic music, Chief. After classic music, after he built his house there at Centurion, then he would play My African Dream repeatedly, non-stop. Even if when you drive with him, whether it's a long distance, you'd listen to one and the same song, to and fro. My African Dream, always at that house. But the biggest thing that he said around the 90s, early 90s, he said that when he passes on, we should not bother anything. It belongs to the ANC, and the government will take care of him. That's what he said. He said that around 95. I know I will be arrested, but not today. And that's exactly what happened. He would say to us that you need to go and check your things from AVBOP and all of those things. He and I doesn't do those things. He doesn't need a funeral cover and all of those things. And when we discovered that he was diabetic, it was myself first who became diabetic, and my mother forced me to go and check. He said, that one is always having a Coke, cigarette, and chewing gum in the car. He would put on formal shoes with track suits and drive. Because of that time he was driving an S-Class, he was always referring to himself as the second or the deputy president there, because of it was himself and President Begu only who were driving S-Class at Union Building. He liked these long cars. It was only after he was married that he changed, you know. He was no more wearing those colorful suits, but he would tell people that, hey, Chief, you must learn how to dress properly. You know, when you are wearing shiny clothes, you would refer to them as a mirror. You know, my wife didn't see the mirror at the house. You should have come to my house and then I would see how am I dressing. We will always remember you, my brother. You are the pillar and strength of our family. I would like to thank my wife, children for standing and giving me strength during that difficult time when he was still sick. It was not the normal Ronnie, the jovial, talkative person that I'm used to when we saw him being comatose. It was a very sad sight. But we always say, thy will be done. And this is God's will. Maybe they need, the branch upstairs there needs a communicator. And we say, he will communicate perfectly. Zizi, you won't see anything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ntate Tsepo. I will then call upon this, on this item, rendition. Okay, is it the sister? Sorry. No, I thought it was only one person speaking. But then let me call the sister in. Thank you.
Good morning to everyone. I would like to acknowledge our President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, our Deputy President, Ronnie, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. I would like to also acknowledge the former President, Mr. Thabo Mbeki and Mrs. Mbeki, and Mama Ronnie, the one and only mother, Dr. Mama Ronnie meant everything to you. We all knew that in our family, and we love you so much. And all protocol observed. I'm honored to pay tribute to the most humble, honest, committed soul that came across our lives. He didn't ask for much, but only to ask you to go buy him cigarette wherever you are. Are you coming? Get me a packet of cigarettes. I would like to focus mainly on the beautiful experiences we shared with him. He was a God-fearing man. The last Saturday we were with him, he said, "Eish, ke di bone nkile ka rapela mo bophelong ba ka. Nkile ka rapela. Eish, batho ba tsamaya dingaka. A re ya khoto ba tshwere di hembe ba di minne ba re hai ra tswa chief. Na mama ka o tlhaka kae ko ntate o mongwe and hembe e ra tswa. A re another accused a re nna ke tshwere sa o tlhafuna chief. A re ha bolela mola nna ka tlhafuna. A re ba ra tswa ka tjena. A re nna ke rapetsa ke na selo ke lebella mama a ntlela selo. Ara mola ke ntse a re ka nako e o tsa letsola a re go betha a re eish ba re gweba. A ra theoga mola ke a ba botsisa ko tlase ke re banong di hempe tse. A re stick to God. A re they went all places and I prayed and we got the same sentence. He was our spectacular teacher. He taught me 3 things, and also the kids. He would always say, number 1, don't give out information. You read and you listen at all times. We had a blast spending time together with him. And he loved my sister dearly. We all knew that. That's what makes us love him more. We would visit, and the first thing we enter, he would kiss everyone and go to the youngest member of the family and bend down. You must tell your teacher and your friends that you vote ANC. In the middle of no votes, nothing, you vote ANC. That's how he also loved the ANC. And while you were relaxing with your sister and having a good time, he would come to the room you are sitting and say, no, Kidibone, khalelelemo, aletamai. And you get so frustrated looking at him like, what a go back and need. Aria, tamayang, khalelelemo, ke batla mosadi wa ka. And Audrey would say, sweetie, but they came to me and I'm with you every day, Rao Kopela. No. It's either you come with me and Mosadi Waka to the bedroom and then Lirete. The kids, the cousins will miss him so much. They said, I must mention this. Every time they came to the house, before they had to eat either dinner or lunch, he would say, I want every single one of you to say a speech. And Sweetie will come in again, trying to defend. But Sweetie, let them eat, we'll have a... No, before any meal, they must say a speech. And after the kids were frustrated and preparing a speech and saying the speech, he would say, I'm preparing them for the future. They would be able to stand in front of the whole world or at work or wherever and present themselves. I'm not punishing you. That was the Ronnie we knew at home. I remember he also surprised us at my mother's funeral when the elders had a meeting and they came back and they said, Mr. Mamoepa and my husband, Mr. Mposha Bangu, you won't be going to the funeral because it's your mother-in-law. He just stood up, we listened to them, said nothing, and stood up and went to my husband. Chief, you listen to me and only me. And my husband looked at him and said, "Wa mitsi meola. Ho ka re setse ka mo le ntlo ba batho ha tlhaela batho ba bakana. Ka mo wa di ditaba tsa motso. Nna re ba khonyana. A re ba tsena mo ba re re thoze ke tlala. Lingu guy are oring are tsamai chief." That's the Ronnie we knew. He was full of surprises. To my sister, my niece, my nephews, the Mamoepas, the Sokhobela, it was too good to be true. That kind of soul never, ever stays long with us. That's what I told them. He was too good to be true. He loved each and every one of us. He made sure that every moment is special. We've never seen his bad side. His world was ANC and his family. And we always accused him, why do you have to tell the youngest member, you must vote ANC, and tell your teachers and your friends? He said, the ANC depends on them. I'm going to instill this to the little ones. You know the route. They are coming, and they must tell the rest of the generation about the ANC to live on. Viva ANC. To the Mamoepas, this will be my last words. It's only God who will heal this. God's words provides tremendous strength and power to survive the tragedy that came to our family. Thank you.
Thank you, Masha Bangu. I'll then call upon the children to come and render a rendition. We love you, Daddy. The children are Ulifile, Muriel, Sakile, Ntando, and Ufenze.
Good morning. Good morning to our President, Mr. Jacob Zuma. Good morning to our Deputy President, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa. Good morning to our former President, Thabo Mbeki. Good morning to Mama Ngosasana Dlamini Zuma. And protocol observed to everyone else not to waste time. One thing I've realized with my father in the past 6 weeks is how great he is. I always knew he was great, but when you're someone's son, you only see the other side. But everyone who comes to the house and who speaks about my dad says the same thing about him. And the main thing they speak about is the love he had for my mother. My father taught me to love and love hard. He was selfless and very, very loyal. Because even when Paris was losing, he'd always be like, no, it's the best team. It's the best team. You talk about the star, and no matter what was going on, he's like, no, it's still the best team. He'd always push education. He was trying to go back to school now, but the reason he didn't go back to school is because of my mom. Because my mom said to him, it's going to be DP, and now it's going to be school also. There'll be no time for him. There's no time for her. But the one thing I know is that he was the coolest guy. He was the coolest guy, never, never, ever stood under pressure, always calm, cool, and ready to go. And the one thing I learned only now is that my father, he planted a seed in you, and you didn't realize what it was till later. He taught you a lesson through frustration, and he planted it so deep in you that only afterwards, when you're alone, you would realize that this is what he was teaching me. With me, I have my siblings, and will also give the tribute to my father. Thank you to everyone who came and supported us these past 6 weeks. I really appreciate all of you.
Hi. Yes, see, this is a big crowd, like, yeah. Even when I go outside, there's still a lot of people, so... my dad was very playful with me. He always likes to joke with me. He was very, only now I see now that he was very known by a lot of people. Well, I knew he was in the ANC, but I didn't know about this, like how many people come. Yeah, like I see in the photos that these guys are in, and I'm like, yes, why can't I be in those photos? But my dad really accepted me into his family, and I thank him for accepting me. Like also these guys also accepted me for coming into their lives. All I just want to say is that I love my father.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ofense Malifeo Molat Morolo. I am the firstborn child of my father, Ronnie Mamoepa. I am a splitting image of my father. My father was a fighter and a warrior. He showed me love the few times I spent with him. I would visit him during some holidays and we'd be standing outside by the gate or the balcony smoking a cigarette. I would say to him, "Dad, do you know that smoking is bad for you and it could damage your lungs and put you in hospital?" He would just start laughing. He did not know that I was serious. I haven't spent time with him as much as possible because he was always busy with the deputy president, the media, the ANC, and he was this communicator and spokesperson that kept him very busy. I never got to travel with him as father and daughter vacation, which he always promised, and I was always looking forward to someday. When I was told that he was in hospital, my heart dropped. I started praying for him to get better. A few weeks later, Very well. There is a saying that many are called, but few are chosen. Heaven is waiting for you, Papa Wak. Let the angels welcome you with songs of praise, and the Lord God protect your wonderful soul. God will give you wings and fly like an eagle, and shall give you eternal rest with no pain and tears that I suffered. I know that my dad would hate to see me cry right now, that he will be watching, smiling down at me, and he will be very proud of me, even though he's not his physical form, but in spirit. I will love you always, Papa Wak. You will always be in my heart. I'll never forget you. Thank you.
To me, I'm not a fan of my father was. I'm more on the basis of he still is. A well-renounced, outspoken, outgoing man who had one ideology based on what he believed. That was family and work. Mom, Dad loves you. To the point that if I kissed you, she'd come up on my door at 2 o'clock and call me down and say, Chief, I understand my family, but you and my wife, 2 different things. With that, moving into a household with Mr. Mamoepa was very different. It wasn't based on the whole growing up and just sneaking out. You can't sneak out at home. It was like a military base. You had the main door, which made a sound, the burglar, the bars, and the gate. So going out was always an issue. And there were no cameras at home because Dad stayed up till 4 o'clock making sure no one opened that door, no one came inside. It even got to the point that one day he slept early. And I feel like I love saying the story because it was the one time I saw my dad be humble. My dad calls me at 2 in the morning, he's knocking on my door. And I was like, okay, Dad, what's wrong? And he's like, I think someone's outside, let's go check. So I'm like, okay, I go downstairs with him and I open the burglar door. So I'm telling my dad the plan. If someone comes, Daddy, we're gonna call. My dad locks the thing. So I'm like, Dad, why are you locking? He's like, no, I'm the communicator, you do the work. So with that, it is a tough situation growing up and going through school, a whole household, how to be humble, and don't mourn on what you have or what you don't have, and don't let it cripple your future. Appreciate who you have and how they support you and let it take you far in life. So Dad, like I always tell you, it's never goodbye. It's always I'll see you later. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm not going to say much. I just want to say I realize with all of you that it's very overwhelming that my dad was a very positive person and that he played such a good role in all your lives, and I really appreciate all of you for being here. I want to say thank you to Uncle Grooven, to Dr. Nono, Dr. Zozo, Nene, Uncle Cyril, and Nkosazana. You guys were honestly there and you made it easy for us. You explained the process and you made us understand, and I really want to say thank you for all of that. To my aunt K and aunt B, the support was really there and we noticed it and we appreciate it. So that's all I want to say, and then I want to just read a message from my mom to my dad. Dear Ronaldo, my husband, my partner, my friend, my everything. This day has come too soon. Despite growing up on the same street, it took a long time for our journeys to converge and to find each other as soulmates. 9 years together really does not feel enough. You were my sweetie, and I was yours. I have never experienced love and tenderness like the love I have experienced in our 9 years together. I would like you to know that I'm grateful for every moment, for every laugh, every celebration. I'm grateful for the life I had with you. I'm grateful for the home we made for each other and our children. I am not sure what life will feel like without you at my side, to sit with, to talk to, and to enjoy the Magnum ice cream you brought home just for the two of us. I promise you, my dear love, that your memory will be honored and celebrated. I will miss your keen mind, sense of humor, razor-sharp wit. I will miss the way you made me laugh. I will miss the way you made me feel safe. I will miss the way you looked at me, and I will miss how I looked through your eyes. I will miss the way you loved our children and our family. This line from Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream, is a fitting way to bid you farewell. Open quote. Good night, sweet friend, thy love never alter, till thy sweet life end, close quote. Thank you for sharing your life and your journey with me. Sepele ka gabotse moratiwa wa ka. Nompitsa poledi. Wa ka ne ko bitsa mogotsaka malomroni. Ke tlo gopola robala ka gotse tlo. Thank you.
Thank you for the messages that you have just given us. We will be moving now to, instead of the message by the spouse, we will request that we view a video clip. We will be viewing a video clip. So those who are busy there, arrange it for us quickly.
Ronnie has been described as the quintessential communicator, earning the title of Dean. While we have experienced his joviality, we may not have known he was multifaceted, our very own diamond. With his work taking him away from home as much as it did, Ronnie preferred in-house entertainment.
So me so cool, no. I wish you knew. So me so cool, mama. So me so cool, I have. Kato bororo, bororo.
And Ronnie always took time out from his busy schedule to keep fit. In an age of social media where protest movements are born, Ronnie predicted #AgeMustFall.
If you do not use Botox, soon you will become very old. Watch out. Watch out. I am warning you. One day we will pray for the downfall of the age. Yeah. Mrs. Mamoepa, I am warning you. You must use Botox. When kicking.
Ronnie has been described.
Thanks to the operators of the video. That was our brother Ronnie Mamoepa in his times. At this point in time, I'll be calling Dr. Gwen Ramokopa, representing the Premier of Gauteng. Doctor, please.